We're actually gonna start by making our Denver-style omelet frittata. Okay, what's the difference between an omelet and a frittata? Well, an omelet I think about making in a pan and then folding it over and putting it on the plate. A frittata, we're gonna put it into a cast iron pan and bake it in the oven. And one of the tricks I like to do is actually put the cast iron pans in the oven first. We're gonna do that right now in a 400-degree oven, so they're nice and hot, so you get a little bit of that crispiness around the edges. I'm gonna start by making our Poblano relish. All right, we're gonna dice an onion and crush some garlic. So some canola oil. And then the onions. So while the onions are cooking, we can start the garlic. A little bit of salt. The abrasiveness of the salt helps to crush the garlic. Gonna sweat our garlic with our onions so they get nice and soft. All right, so Poblano pepper. I like to say it's a good starter chili because it has heat, but it's not overbearing. And what I like to do is to char it. You can do it on top of the stove, or you can actually roast them in the oven. And then what happens is the skin just kind of comes right off, just like that. But this is where lots of the flavor for our frittata is gonna come from. So I'm just gonna add the peppers to our onions and garlic. It smells so good. All right, a couple more ingredients. Squeeze a lime for some acidity. And then some cilantro. You want a little fresh herbage in there for sure. Just kind of wakes it up, keeps it nice and fresh. A little salt and pepper in our relish. Maybe a splash of oil. The fun never stops. All right, let's get the ham going. And I'm just gonna start with a tiny bit of oil just to kind of get it going. Pepper. I'm not gonna add too much salt right now because a ham is cured with salt. If we need a little salt later, we can always add it. Let's get some eggs going. I'm just gonna do the whole dozen. A little bit of salt and pepper. Smells good in here, folks. Okay, 3 cheeses. So let's just grate a little bit of the Monterey. I mean, you'll see in a Western or a Denver omelet, you'll see cheddar cheese and Monterey Jack sometimes. So this is really classic. The Parmigiano is probably not so classic, but just gives it a little extra saltiness, just wakes it up a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of the relish in here as well. And we'll put the ham right into the eggs as well. Okay. Let's grab our cast iron. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of butter in the bottom of the cast iron. The butter's gonna melt. It's gonna get a little bit puffy, so we don't wanna fill it up too much. Basically about 3/4 of the way. And then I'm adding a little bit of the Parmigiano Reggiano on top. It's just gonna get golden brown and give it a little bit of texture. And we're gonna put these in the oven, 400 degrees, and they're gonna cook for about 10 or 12 minutes. And we'll have some mini Denver frittata/omelets. And while those are cooking, we'll get our croutons going. This is a good quality white bread. And I'm just gonna take the crust off, and I'm just gonna pull some croutons. I think they look cooler, and also you get like lots of crispy edges, and it's gonna have all that ham flavor. So we're gonna put our croutons in here. We're just gonna let them get golden in the ham fat, a little salt and pepper. You can see they're starting to get nice and brown already. Beautiful. Because we buttered the pan first, these should come out, fairly easy. And we're gonna put it right on the plate, should come right out. There it goes. That's beautiful. And then we're gonna take a little more of our relish and garnish it. This is a little bit more, I would say, fancy, a little more elegant. All right, let's give it a taste. See, that's what you're looking for. Nice and custardy and tender on the inside, crusty and brown on the outside, a little bit of crouton. Really so much flavor packed into that one little frittata. If you tasted the relish on its own, probably a little spicy for most people. Now, it's got the perfect balance. I mean, one of the nice things about the croutons is it gives it a little bit of crunchiness. It's like having eggs and toast. It's fantastic.